First of all, my whole lifetime, at least for the last 10 and 15 years, the mainstream media, whether it be Fox News or CNN or MSNBC and all over the internet, they've been telling me to be afraid of North Korea. They've been telling us North Korea is going to bomb you, North Korea is going to nuke you, they're threatening America, they want to blow America off the map. Some pundits and political experts have said that North Korea was the #1 threat to humanity and the #1 threat to World War III, and that they were crazy and, they couldn't be contained and controlled. And, a lot of people during the Bush era, the Obama era, the Clinton era have been deathly afraid of North Korea. There's even been news segments about how billionaires are building bomb shelters to hide from nuclear holocaust. Meanwhile, I'm like watching CNN at the spa and I'm like, why is this on TV? Why are you telling me that people are building bomb shelters? It's like total fear mongering. So our whole lives we've been told that there's no way to control North Korea and that they were going to try to bomb us and they hated America. But what I've been saying for now over an entire year, and the news is just catching up to it. I see people breaking the news. They're saying, "Oh, breaking news, Dennis Rodman said this." I've been telling people for a year, not to brag, but I just have. I've been, way ahead of the curve on reporting this. But Dennis Rodman said something important today that he's been saying for a year. No one's been listening to him except for me, is that President Trump, the reason that he's having this meeting and the reason that we're going to have peace with North Korea is because President Trump actually wanted to do that. And this is what people don't understand about Barack Obama. Like I said, I've been saying it for a year. But Barack Obama not only never met with Kim Jong-un, but Barack Obama never even took a phone call from Kim Jong-un. How arrogant and how evil do you have to be? And no disrespect, I'm not trying to point fingers, but to not even have a conversation with somebody. Think about how demonic and how evil and how corrupt the mainstream media is for telling you for 15 years that North Korea wants to bomb you, North Korea wants to kill you, North Korea wants to kill you. Meanwhile, the President of the United States, Barack Obama, I don't know about the Clintons and the Bushes, but I do know for a fact Obama never had a phone conversation with them. How do you know that they hate you so much if you're not even willing to talk to them? So I've known this for a year. They're just reporting it today. I've been telling people there's something wrong in the story between what the mainstream media has been saying about North Korea and what's really true about North Korea. Because how do they know that he hates America so much, besides reading their press, if you don't even talk to the guy? So President Trump had this bold idea before today. He said, you know what? I'm going to talk to Kim Jong-un. And the mainstream media, which is now the obstructionist media, they hate America, they hate people, they hate the working class, they hate women, they hate men, they hate everybody. They were trying to block this meeting, the historic meeting that happened today, the world-changing meeting that is going to stop World War III, potentially. They were trying to block this meeting the entire time with fake news, with all these sorts of lies and manipulation around it, because they never wanted President Trump to have a conversation with North Korea. One could say, if you analyze it from the outside, you could almost say that these news organizations, they wanted a war with North Korea. They didn't want peace. Rodman has been saying, and it's funny talking about Dennis Rodman, but he's chilled with Kim Jong-un multiple times. He's like great friends with the guy. He gave, his ambassador's art of the deal last year. He's a big Kim Jong-un friend. And he's been saying for a year that Kim Jong-un doesn't hate America. He's been saying that Kim Jong-un wanted to talk to Barack Obama. Kim Jong-un loves basketball. He loves American culture. I mean, you go to Asia. I'm not trying to generalize, but you go to Japan or you go to South Korea, they love America. They don't hate America. They love America more than Americans love America, okay? Conservatives love America. South Koreans love America. Japanese love Americans. North Korea loves Americans, but liberal Americans don't even like Americans. So it's not true that Koreans don't like America. Koreans like America more than Americans like Americans. So it's been a total lie the entire time. I've been saying for a year that Kim Jong-un hates America. He feels threatened, rightfully so, because every politician and everybody in charge of America, they'd go to other countries and say, hey, give up your nuclear weapons. Hey, do this, do that. And then they'd kill them and take their country over. So maybe Kim Jong-un, I don't know, just throwing it out there, maybe for a long time he didn't trust Obama, he didn't trust Clinton, he didn't trust Bush, and I think he does trust and respect President Trump a little bit, as do a lot of world leaders. They're not going to report it on the news, but Trump's not a big military-industrial complex guy. He's a protect the United States guy. He's a not let Iran and, radical terrorism, destroy Western civilization type of guy. He's definitely a strong guy. He's not a, pushover, and he's not like a peace activist per se, but he's not trying to start war. He can make money other ways. He's trying to finagle the trade deals and finagle our economy rather than, start fake wars and kill people and make hundreds of millions of dollars dropping bombs on people. He's not that type of guy. He's never been that type of guy. The media's been lying. But before I even get into the summit today, it's important for people to understand that the media didn't want Trump to communicate. They wanted us to beef with North Korea for whatever reason, and for whatever reason before Trump, they never even talked to North Korea. That's a mind-blowing statistic that they've been fear-mongering for 10, 20 years around North Korea, but didn't even have the decency to pick up the phone and talk to Kim Jong-un. Meanwhile, Kim Jong-un and Rodman are saying, yo, I don't hate America. I love America. I love American culture. Let me talk to him. So Trump is the real deal. This is a beautiful day. I'm so proud to be an American today. I'm so proud to be a citizen in the world, and I'm so proud to have a president who's not a puppet. I'm so proud to have a president who doesn't play along with CNN and the intelligence communities and the Republicans and the Democrats, and who's a real man who's going to say, hey, I might tweet mean things, but I'll also say it to your face. I'll shake your hand. I'll meet you in person. I'll have a conversation, and I guarantee you, we'll find out later, but there's a lot of good things that's going to come from this, because the media and American politicians, maybe they smiled to you and they said nice things on MSNBC, and President Obama said, oh, I love the gay community, and everyone, danced around in rainbow suits, and that's fine. I hope you guys have a great time. Maybe I'll go out one day and have a good time too. But amongst all this liberalism and all this phony activism that they were doing, which is great, I'm not saying it's bad, they were starting wars, okay? They killed the leader of Libya. They marched into Libya, killed the leader, and now there's slave trade and extremists. They were letting terrorist organizations take over Syria and the Middle East. So as they were preaching activism and LGBT love to America, overseas they were doing the exact opposite. They were being obstructionists with North Korea. They were destroying Libya. They were trying to destroy Syria, doing really bad things to people, and not even remotely trying to have world peace. And it also came out last week that Obama, with the Iran deal, he lied to pretty much everybody and let Iran have access to the U.S. financial system. I mean, is that not treason and foreign collusion? Letting a foreign country who hates you and wants to destroy Western civilization, letting them have access to your finances? I mean, that's literal foreign collusion, but everyone's so brainwashed and they hate Trump. Meanwhile, the guy is breaking records, having a meeting with Kim Jong-un for the first time, and we're going to get along great. I've been saying it for years. People have been laughing at me, saying, Namli, ha ha ha, why do you say that? I'm going to go to North Korea within the next 10 years, and I'm going to play basketball with North Koreans. And I've been manifesting it, I've been believing it, and it's just seeming closer and closer to the truth, because I love North Koreans just like I love South Koreans, and North Koreans love America. It's just we had a president, and we had a fake puppet political system where they had little smiley nice people at the top of it lying to you, but they never wanted to get along with North Korea. They wanted to use that as a fear-mongering technique to tell you every day that you were going to get bombed, so you go to work all scared. Meanwhile, they weren't even attempting to solve the problem. So it's just so beautiful to have a president like Donald J. Trump, who's not a puppet, who looks at the system and says, how are we going to be the number one enemy with North Korea and never even have a conversation with them? And what did CNN do? Especially CNN, but MSNBC and others, they tried to tell you that it was never going to happen. They tried to purposely make it not happen. They tried to scare Trump and scare Kim Jong-un, and they tried their hardest to not let this historic day happen. But too bad. God made it happen. President Trump made it happen. Kim Jong-un made it happen. The universe made it happen. The unicorns made it happen. Whatever you want to believe made it happen. It happened. And this is a slap in the face to all of the haters and the pessimists and the low-energy crab journalists who think they're doing revolutionary, oh, I'm such an activist. Meanwhile, you're just like a low-energy hater with like 15 cats. No disrespect to people who own a lot of cats. Cats are beautiful creatures. I hope you have a lot and take care of them. But I'm just saying, these are very nasty people who hate everybody. And they've been writing for months, oh my God, President Trump, he said he's going to cancel the meeting with Kim Jong-un. It's never going to happen now. No, I told you this a month ago, and I don't mean to talk myself up, because it's not about me. It's about America. It's about world peace. It's about freedom. It's about love. It has nothing to do with me, but I tried to tell people, Trump, he's one of the greatest deal makers of all time, okay? He wrote the book, The Art of the Deal. He's saved New York City in the 60s and 70s. He's like a profound human being who his art is deal making. Some people are painters. Some people are rap musicians. Donald Trump does deals. That's what he does. He's one of the best deal makers ever, whether you love him or hate him. So the whole time he was just getting more leverage. And people forget because they have so much hate for themselves and so much hate for America, they forget we're the #1 country in the world. Of course, everyone's equal and whatnot, but we have a huge economy. We have a ridiculously huge military. We're a world power, and even Russia will say we're not a superpower. U.S. is a superpower. We're not trying to be. Everyone's kind of afraid of us. We're kind of crazy, and I'm not saying that proudly. We've done a lot of stupid stuff, but when you're in a deal, like you don't hate yourself. Like this is what people want Trump to do. Oh my God, I'm so sorry for being... And I'm not saying we shouldn't apologize. We totally should apologize to Libya and Syria and even Iran and all the people that we've messed over in the past. But people want us to go into a meeting like, oh, I hate myself and we're racist and oh my goodness, just take advantage of us. That's not what President Trump does. He goes into meetings, he scares people a little bit, he might say something mean, but he's building up leverage. Like if I go into a meeting, I'm not self-loathing in the meeting. If I'm a manager, like, here's my artist, he's a real POS. He's a bad guy, and he's racist. He's sexist. He's xenophobic. He hates gay people. He's really hurt a lot of people. So, like, that's not how you do a deal. You say, hey, we're America. We have a huge military. We have a huge economy. We can make you or break you. Put up or shut up. That's part of like marketing. That's part of, selling yourself, especially when you're United States, you're the richest and greatest country in the human civilization. You're not going to go into the meeting like, hey, oh my God, I hate myself. Like, so everyone's been so mad at what he's been doing, but I told you, CNN was lying. And I'm just so sick of going into hotels and being brainwashed with their propaganda. I'm sitting trying to enjoy like a little bacon biscuit and CNN saying, oh, breaking news, Donald Trump canceled the meeting with Kim Jong-un. It's never going to happen because we're low-energy crap journalists who want to destroy Western civilization. And I'm like trying to eat my bacon biscuit. And I'm like, no, he didn't cancel the meeting. He's just like deal-making. So I knew they were going to have this meeting. And they tried to tell people for months, and even progressive journalists like, oh, I told you Trump's going to cancel. It's like, no, stop hating and take notes. This is the greatest time to be alive. I almost want to cry. They've been telling me my whole life to be afraid of North Korea. Meanwhile, they were lying to me. They were lying to you. They never even had a phone conversation with North Korea. How do you know that they don't want to do a peace deal if you won't even talk to the leader of their country? That's how arrogant and ignorant Barack Obama was. He didn't even try to have a conversation. They didn't want world peace. That's what people don't get. Trump is like a real guy, okay? He's a little blunt, he's a little arrogant, but he's like a shooker and a jiver, okay? He's like a real guy, okay? He has a soul. And these other people were political liars who never wanted us to have this historic day with North Korea. They didn't want us to be here. They purposely fed a fake narrative, destroyed Libya, destroyed Syria, have been infiltrating governments for the past 40, 50 years, lying to you, making you smile. Meanwhile, just completely, I just feel so upset that I've been lied to for so long, that they like told me to be afraid that I'm going to get nuked every day. Meanwhile, they didn't even have a conversation with the leader. So the fact that Trump not only won the election against all odds, not only every single day has to put up with the biggest media onslaught, and it's not like, oh, they're doing good journalism, like people think, oh wow, they're really resisting. No, they're so dumb. They are and I don't mean that to be disrespectful, maybe I'll say upset or delusional, whatever, but they're spurring a right-wing revolution all over the world. Italy's going right-wing, Austria's going right-wing, Poland's going right-wing, Canada's going right-wing. Ontario, for the first time in 161 years, the Liberal Party of Ontario isn't even an official party anymore because they lost so pathetically to Doug Ford and the Conservative Party. There's a right-wing revolution being spurred because of the delusion from the left and because of this fake activism. Like, I love real journalism, I love real resistance, but like, you're not resisting, you're just like trying to like make things up that aren't real and just push false narratives and stop us from, oh, because Trump likes world peace, I hate world peace now. Oh, Trump wants to talk to Kim Jong-un. These are literal headlines. I'm not making this stuff up. Here's why meeting with Kim Jong-un would be a bad idea. here's why Trump and Kim Jong-un shouldn't talk. Oh, here's why communication is bad. Here's why having a discussion is so horrible. Like, how dumb do they think we are? How stupid and foolish do they think we are that just because I don't like Donald Trump or just because I don't like someone, that I think a conversation with a world leader is like the end of the world? It's just so, they think we're dumb. They think we're stupid. And I don't really want to talk about that for a while, because today was a historic day. President Trump met with Kim Jong-un for the first time. They're going to do so much together. Now they have to jump to a new narrative. And that's the crazy part. I do want people to remember, before I get on, I'm so excited. I'm like all over the place. But during Obama's administration, the top two things that they fear-mongered, when I turned on CNN, or mostly CNN, they fear-mongered about two things. They said ISIS. All they talked about was ISIS. ISIS, 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 ISIS is going to kill you. ISIS is going to kill you. The terrorists are taking over. The terrorists are taking over. It was ISIS and North Korea. Does anyone remember? Am I crazy? Or was that not the two things that they fear-mongered during Obama's 8 years? They told us ISIS, that was on CNN every single day. And then they talk about how North Korea was going to blow up America. Those two, the biggest problems that they portrayed for 8 years, are non-existent now. President Trump, being that he turned $1 billion program around on its head in Syria, ISIS barely exists anymore. He literally defeated the ISIS caliphate because he actually tried to. And they were lying on the news, making the problem worse, so then they could use it to scare you, saying, oh my God, ISIS is taking over Syria. Oh, well, why? It's like, well, because you're letting them take over Syria, because we have the biggest air force in the world. We have the biggest navy and the military, and they don't even have an air force or a military. We have GPS. I could literally track down my Uber and tell when my food's going to get here. Oh, my food's 20 minutes away, and I could literally track them exactly where their car is. But we don't know where ISIS is. They could be hiding in a cave somewhere. Are you kidding me? I mean, they lied to us for 8 years, and Trump got rid of ISIS. ISIS is no longer a threat in Syria. I'm sure they're taking over in Libya because Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, basically killed the leader and left a power vacuum. But ISIS is not a problem, and North Korea is not a problem. So what are they doing? Are they congratulating President Trump? Are they saying, hey, thank you for clearing up the two problems that we talked about and cried about for 8 years? No thank you, no like, hey, this is good, this is bad, this is good, this is bad. It's just all negative, 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 negative. And I've seen the two biggest threats to the United States, as told by CNN via, 2008 to 2016, disappear within 1 year of Trump's presidency, and they still just won't give them any credit. I don't care about them. They don't exist in my reality. They're fake news. They're losing on all platforms because they can't tell the truth. They're angry. You have people like glaring at you with robot eyes when you watch their podcast. They're like, don't you dare smile, or we're going to laser eye you in the face or something. Like, that's the vibes I get when I watch their news networks. And then, of course, they sell pharmacy pills in the commercial. They're like, oh, wait, we're going to sell you 20 million, psychotropic, mind-altering pills in the commercials. And then we're going to wonder why everyone's so depressed and suicidal. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe because we're altering their minds with pharmacy pills. Anyway, I don't want to get off on a tangent.